It's amazing how a simple word can change the entire intent of any conversation. Let's have ourselves a pocket sized pep talk, and you'll see just what I mean.
A Pocket Sized Pep Talk, the podcast that can help energize your business and your life with a quick, inspiring message. Now, here's your host, Rob Jollis.
Last week, I wrote a blarticle that took me longer to write than any other blarticle I've written in the past 2 years. There were so many lessons in this story, and I wanted to get it just right. Well, I almost did, but one word seemed to throw the message off a bit. I was referring to an athlete, and I used the word hero. I also used it to describe a horse who happened to be named Seabiscuit. A friend of mine who not only reads my weekly blarticles, but also frequently comments on them, posted this response. I don't believe the word hero is quite correct. I would say that athlete and Seabiscuit are more inspirations than heroes. They excel at their jobs. I excel at mine, but I don't consider myself a hero. You excel at yours. Do you consider yourself a hero? Our men and women in the military, the police, firefighters, EMTs, all of our folks on the front line, they are heroes. Now, how can you argue with that logic? I went back and I edited that article to fix my oversight and to show respect to those who are true heroes. True heroes like my father, Lee Jollis, courageously fought for our country in not just one, but 2 wars. Now, Lee Jollis was a hero. Sometimes it's difficult to find the right word, but that doesn't diminish how important the right word can really be. A couple years ago, I went with my wife, Ronnie, to grab a quick dinner at the Silver Diner restaurant. I don't know why, but I was craving a biscuit. And if you've ever been to the Silver Diner, you probably know why. The biscuits there are fresh and fluffy, and if you're going to splurge on a biscuit, that's the place to do it. Now, it's not necessarily good for you to eat those biscuits all the time. And for me, it'd been a few years since I had one. When my biscuit arrived at my table, I took a big bite with great anticipation. It was neither fresh nor fluffy. I don't think it was possible to have your heart broken over a biscuit, yet there I was, wallowing in my broken and stale biscuit. When the waitress came over a few minutes later and asked her obligatory, "How's everything?" question, I couldn't hold back. Well, my meal was fine, but, well, it's this biscuit. It was my first biscuit here in years, and it was stale. Expecting an apology of some sort of, I received something else that was a bit unexpected. I received a different word. Oh, you mean crispy. Sometimes our cooks like to give those biscuits a soft top and keep the bottom nice and crispy. Then she looked me straight in the eyes and smiled. Please understand that both of us knew the biscuit was stale, but that one word, along with that smile, made me smile. Then it made me laugh. I went from being disappointed to being entertained. One word salvaged the biscuit, the meal, and a full tip for our waitress. As a matter of fact, I found her description of my long-awaited biscuit so entertaining that I gave her a higher than usual tip. She earned it. As a Xerox salesman, we were taught to never use the word cheap, and we didn't allow our clients to use it either. When we heard our prospects say, "We're just looking for a cheap machine," we would swoop in with a couple of words of our own. But by cheap, I'm assuming you mean cost-effective. It's hard to argue with that logic, and most prospects would immediately nod sheepishly. Xerox equipment was never going to be cheap equipment, but cost-effective. Yeah, you bet. Now we had a couple words we could work with. Too often we might find the wrong word, and we can lose a meaningful moment. By the same token, we can find the right word, make a moment inspiring. It might be worthwhile for us to take that extra moment to look for the right word, even for those of us who may be writing a blarticle or two.
Thanks so much for listening. If you enjoyed today's show, please rate and recommend it on iTunes, Outcast, or wherever you get your podcasts. You can also get more information on this show and Rob at jollis.com.